Hey, what's going on? Welcome to Move Fast, Lift Heavy podcast. This is Joe Roscoe, co-host of MFLH Pod. If you have been listening, whether on YouTube or any of our podcast platforms, thanks for listening. Make sure you subscribe, rate it, leave a comment, tell your friends, screenshot this episode, share it to your Instagram stories, and tag Move Fast, Lift Heavy, and that'll enter you into a drawing to win some gear from our company, Move Fast Lift Heavy. If you haven't yet, go to the website, movefastliftheavy.com. We are all things training and apparel. We have drops every month, and we have 2 programs online with Christian Harris called Pump with CH and Train with CH. Pump with CH is predominantly a bodybuilding track with some functional movements in there, and then Train with CH is all things CrossFit. Speaking of CH, let's bring him on. The man, the myth, the legend. Just got off of his training session where he was listening to classical music while on the Concept 2 bike erg and singing his best operatic tune. Christian Harris, welcome to the podcast. Hey, man, what's up?
How's it going today?
Were you listening to Andrea Bocelli this morning while you were doing your stuff, or what? What were you doing?
Unfortunately, I was not, but we did have a great workout this morning. I had a little 40-minute EMOM for some active recovery work, basically going at 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off, echo bike, step ups, ski, kettlebell front rack hold, and wall sit.
All right, very good.
Yeah.
All right, everyone that's on the YouTube, check out Christian's programming. And we have an abs challenge going on right now. How have those abs been going, Mr. Christian? You still got them over there? Are they still there on your stomach?
They're still there. That's actually going to be something I'm going to post about today. I'm going to post a little ab routine.
Okay.
For today, yeah.
All right, sweet. Well, check that out, movefastliftheavy.com or on the Insta. All right, let's get on to our guest. You're on the gram. You're seeing all things CrossFit, and this one girl keeps popping up on our feed that's just been crushing the MC game as of late. And I'm like, who is this girl? So reached out to our guest and asked if they would be on the podcast, and they graciously said that they would. So we're super excited to welcome onto the podcast Bella Martin. Hey, Bella.
Hi. Hi, guys.
Hey.
Thanks for being on the podcast with us. You're a busy gal. You're traveling here, there, and everywhere.
I'm everywhere, and I finally got global entry, so I'm ready to go more places.
Very cool.
Tell us about global entry. Does that mean you get to just roll up into security and just wave and just walk on by to everyone and not have to do all that, passport stuff? What is global entry all about?
So I wish it meant that I have a private jet, but it just means that I get pre-check, and then the line through customs, I don't have to wait for it anymore. I just show up, smile, and then I get to go through. So if you've ever been to the Sydney airport, you know how terrible that is. So I'm getting to bypass that from now on.
Nice.
That's beautiful. Beautiful thing.
So Sydney, Australia, when was the last time you were there?
I was out there for Torian Pro past May, and then I'll be going out to Australia for Turf Games coming up in 2023. So I'm hoping to at least get out there 3 times next year. It's my favorite place. And if I play my cards right, we'll move there at some point.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Wow.
Okay, wait. So what do you like about Australia so much, or the Sydney area, that you would move there?
So I was in Brisbane and I just loved everything. Have you ever gone to a place and you go there and you think, wow, I feel at home and I feel at peace here, even though this isn't my home? That's how I felt when I was there. So I got to trust that gut instinct at some point and go find myself over there.
Oh, okay. Are you in search for yourself right now?
Oh, no, not really. But I feel that there's an Australian version of Bella that needs to be found.
Where are you based out of now?
I'm in Austin. So everyone's coming here for Rogue, which is My heart is so full. Everyone's here. I'm like, I will go anywhere you need to go. You let me know. I got an Uber sticker on the back of my car just for you. We're good.
Is that where you're
That's
from?
I'm from DC, so I've lived here. I've been in Austin for about 3 years. I went to A&M for undergrad and grad school, and then moving to Austin is just kind of the next step if you don't want to stay in a college town. And I absolutely love it here.
nice.
Awesome.
There's this meme that's floating around. I'm not from, but lived in New York City a long time, and it says like a text from a friend that says, "Hey, I'm in your city," and then from me it says, "Great, have a good time." So, because you're in a city like that, people are always hitting you up, wanting you to be their tour guide. But you're excited. You're willing to show everyone around Austin, huh?
Oh my gosh, I'll show you the food, I'll show you the fun, the gyms, everything. Because it's not often that there's CrossFit events in Austin. So the fact that Rogue is here, everyone's here. So I'm like, okay, come back, please come back, be my friend, and I'll show you why Austin's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching it.
Yeah, there's that one street has like container bars made of containers.
Yes. Rainy Street. So you'll hate this. They actually took down Container Bar because they're putting up a new high rise, and there's going to be a bar in the bottom, but they took out Container Bar. There was a going away party for it. It was a whole thing.
Okay.
So if that tells you
Wow.
anything about Austin, we're a little quirky.
Yeah, isn't it keep Austin weird?
Yes, we're still very weird.
So how did this all forgive my this is I'm in if you're watching on YouTube right now, I'm at my friend's house in South Carolina. So all of these ridiculous certificates behind me are not mine. But how did you fall into this? Did you like grow up training or wanting to be in media or broadcasting or sport announcing? Like, when did this all start?
So I absolutely never wanted to be in front of a camera, in front of people, anything like that. I thought I was going to be more behind the scenes. So in grad school, everything I was learning was athlete branding and management for athletes. And then it came to be, I started coaching CrossFit kind of right out of 2020. And someone approached me and they said, "Hey, we think you have a good personality. You should try being an MC." And I laughed and I'm like, I think I'd be an absolutely terrible MC. I didn't even know that was a job. If I'll be honest, I didn't know you could do that. I thought oftentimes you think, oh, the gym owner's going to do it, or something like that. I didn't think it was a real job. And here I am. I had 21 events this year, 23 already booked for next year. So I think I found my step. I
Mm.
didn't plan this. I didn't go to school for media. I honestly didn't even like being in front of that many people up until recently, when I realized, oh, if I just think of everybody as my friend and then people watching, I have a couple thousand friends watching me, it takes all the nerves out, and then you can kind of just have fun and be yourself.
Wow, 23 events. That's almost half of the year.
Yes.
Yeah,
You're you're
two a month.
you're gonna
Yeah.
be super busy.
Absolutely. And I like it that way. I mean, the more events that I can do, the more that I think that I can help our sport grow, even if it's not necessarily a CrossFit sanction event, just by being there and showing up. People see it as a more professional event because of the other events that I do. And I think that's kind of the best and most rewarding part.
Yeah.
What events that have been CrossFit sanctioned have you done?
I did Torian Pro, and then I'm trying to think of the other ones. I did Madrid most recently. So those are the two, I would say, biggest competitions that I've done in this past year. So to say that I've done those in my first 2 years of being an MC is pretty fun. And then hopefully I'll go
100%.
back to, yeah, and hopefully I'll go back to both of those next year and then in the years following. It's honestly so much fun.
Any aspirations of emceeing at the games?
I would absolutely love to. And for me, seeing that I'm only 26 and I'm kind of the new kid on the block for being an MC, I'm hopeful that I'll get my chance someday. And when I get it, I hope to be ready for it.
Cool.
All right, I'm sure
What's
you will be.
what's some of your go-to like exciting lines that you like to say? Christian and I have this kind of joke around with some particular MCs. They have like their one or two go-to lines, and they kind of beat that drum until it's broken. So my first question is, what are some of your go-tos, and how do you keep it fresh where you don't feel like a broken record player throughout the whole competition?
So I love this because I also know when people have like a line that typically gets the people going, they draw to it and that's their thing. And I truly, I never want to be that person that when I'm on the mic, someone's like, oh, she's saying it again. Like, again, really, girl, we're doing this again. And so for me, what I have tried to do is not have those catchphrases. But since I live in Austin, I try to sprinkle in a y'all every once in a while,
Okay.
especially when when I was in Spain, they speak Spanish. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to try to learn as much Spanish as I can. They absolutely loved it that I was trying to count down in numbers and sprinkle words here and there. They ate that up and that was really fun. But I would say y'all. And then when I was in Australia, I said y'all, and they don't say y'all. Like, I don't even know how that would sound in an Oz accent. So that's kind of what I like to do. If I ever have a catchphrase and someone's like, dude, you say this too much, I would be mortified. So I'm trying to keep it real. And the way that I see it is I try to be the MC that I would want to listen to. So if I'm out there and I'm trying to do it for other people, I'll probably try too hard. But if I'm just doing it the way that, hey, if I'm going to sit here and listen to you for 6 hours, I want to be kind of entertained at the right times. I want the music to play at the right time and kind of think about it that way.
So when you say you want to be the MC that you would want to hear, what does that entail?
I like to keep it real and have fun. I dance all the time. I'm not very good at dancing, but I'll tell you what, it keeps the nerves away. So I dance a lot, and I think people kind of think that's funny. Um, I try to not, raise my voice to the point where it gets really shrill. I'm pretty fortunate that I would say I have a little bit of a raspier voice than a lot of females. And I think I played that as a strength where it's, I can be excited and it's not this really high pitched noise. And that's something that most people probably don't even think about. But for me, I try to maintain that volume throughout and it works really well. I haven't lost my voice to the point of Waza last year since then. So I kind of try to learn from each one.
Yeah, there's a bit of pacing yourselves because the voice can go for sure over the course of multiple days.
Yeah, and they're long days, aren't they?
Oh yeah, typically we'll get there, about an hour, 90 minutes before start time, and then we're some of the last people to leave because we can't leave until everything's closed.
Mm.
So from competition to competition, do you rely on yourself for researching the athletes or maybe trying to get like backstory information on them? Do you ever go to a competition and the competition actually supplies you with information? How does that work? Because I like it as a sorry to interrupt you. As a spectator, like it's nice you can only listen to the MC just say like who's out in front or look how fast they're going. Like I like it when they say, Christian Harris, former collegiate football player and rapper, taking the lead, things like that.
Yeah, so for me, it depends. So a lot of times event organizers will ask what I want like leading up to an event. And so if I say, hey, any information you already have on these athletes that you're having come to your event, I would love that. And they'll send that to me. And then from there, I can choose what I want to know about them based on what they already have. So typically they'll give me the affiliate, they'll give me their names and kind of basic information. And then it is on me to get how have they been to the games? What have they done recently? Kind of even what do they do for fun or who are they sponsored by? And you can do a lot of this research really quickly just by pulling up an athlete's Instagram. And then from that, the research of it, you got to know how to pronounce these people's names. So doing that and researching who they are and kind of what they're about, I can also go in and say, oh my goodness, you have so many consonants in your name. I don't even know where to begin with that. And then you can figure out how to pronounce it based on qualifier videos that they've posted on YouTube. And let me tell you, I love going back to watch people's qualifier videos. It is so funny because everyone's super awkward when they're like, hi, this is my name. This is what we're doing. So it's funny to see that. And then you go in, you know a little bit about them so you can kind of be friendly with them. You don't feel like they're a stranger and then you get their name right. And I think people underestimate the value of someone getting your name right.
Yeah, we as humans, like, I don't want to say we're self-centered, but like, it starts with us and us as an individual, you're labeled by your name. And they say this in business and sales and whatever. If you can know the name and say it as many times as you can, that relationship that you're trying to develop with that person is going to be all the better with knowing that name. So yeah, awesome to you, because I would not say that across the board that MCs particularly do a great job at this. So good for you doing the background research.
I try. And for me, if I get someone's name wrong and they tell me, I'll always try to fix it. And then in the past, there was one athlete, her and her husband both competed at Torian actually, and their name gave me so much anxiety because it was so long and it was so complicated that before I would say it in my head, I'd rehearse it like 3 times. I'm like, okay, I think I got this right. I can do this. And then at the end of competition, the husband actually found me on Instagram and DM'd me and said, hey, thank you for getting our name right. That means the world to us because nobody ever gets it
Wow.
right. And so from then, that's the affirmation. Hey, it actually matters what you're doing. It might be so minor, but it matters to people. So keep doing it.
Nice.
Very cool. So you're still pretty new to the game of emceeing. What have been some of the maybe struggles in the beginning, and what are things that you're looking to do to maybe improve your game as an MC moving forward?
So being the new kid, it's very hard to break into this. CrossFit, we are very much creatures of habit. We know who we like, and we like to keep bringing them back to the events. So being the new face, hey, please give me a shot. It's a hard message because I'll send messages out to events that I would like to go to. Maybe they have an MC they've worked with in the past, and that's who they want to go with, or they just know the person and they might not be the best for the job, but they already know them, so they're consistent. So, going to as many events as I can, even if they're not the bigger ones. It's a lot of time, obviously, but I'm getting my name out there and I'm earning my stripes, so to say, where eventually when I reach out, I might not be, 10 years into this. Okay, cool. She's 3 years in, but we're going to give her the shot because she's proven herself that way. And so, getting over I would say kind of the ego behind being an MC. It's, yeah, you're an outward facing person for this sport. And when you get told no, or, we're going to go with a more experienced talent, that could hurt your feelings, but it shouldn't. It's just a motivator. How can I go be better in the future? How can I be an absolute yes? If I go to an event, I want those organizers to think, I want to bring her back forever. As long as she'll keep coming back, I'll bring her back. And then, moving forward, I want to learn as much as I can from the MCs that have been in the space for so long. If you've been here from the games from the beginning, there's a reason that you keep getting brought back, regardless of what it is. I want to learn from you as much as I can, whether that's, just listening to you. Like this weekend, I'm not working Rogue, but I'm going to help out with some of my brands. And then I'm also just going to listen. What are they saying that I like? What are they saying that I don't like? What can I take away from just being there and being a part of the community and listening? That's, the best way to go about it and the best way to be, I think. And at this point, I would say it's helped me get to where I am.
Yeah, awesome. Not to pry or like try to be nosy, but I'm just ignorant to the MC game at the moment with like representation. Do you have an agent, or like how did you book those 23 events, or how have you gotten these brand sponsors? Your social media on top of it like is very well done, and yeah, is anyone behind the scenes on this, or are you just riding solo?
So initially, I was working with an agent who was representing some football players. And the difference between football and basketball and all of those sports is so different from what CrossFit athletes need. It is such a niche market that if you are not in the space and you don't get it, it's a lot harder to represent these athletes. So we parted ways a while ago. And that's kind of where I blew up and I kind of really took my stride because I am doing it for myself. And so what I've done on social specifically is applied everything I learned in grad school to my own platform. If you go back, I started my Instagram page in 2020 when COVID hit because I hadn't been on in 2 or 3 years. And so everything I learned, I'm putting out there. And I can say, hey, what I learned in grad school, I'm a walking case study and it works. You can see that within that, it's an organic growth. I haven't had to pay for followers or any of that. And then with the brands, I meet people through events. If our, conversations go well and we believe in each other, kind of going on the same mission, we can start working together. But if it's not a natural fit for me, that's kind of hey, I don't think that's the avenue we're going to go. And it's the same approach I take with content too. I don't want to put myself out there and force myself to create content for the sake of having content. If it doesn't feel real to me, I know that if I put it out there, people are going to feel the same way. And I think that's why I've not necessarily shied away from, the Reels aspect of thing and TikTok and things like that. But I'm not the person that's just going to regurgitate what someone else has already created, because that just doesn't feel like me.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough part of social media is trying to, have your voice be heard, but also kind of meet the needs of your sponsor or your, just trying to mesh that all together. It's a tough thing to do. And I think you could tell the people that do it well are having a lot of success. And then all of the copycats, like you're saying, it's just like another swipe over, swipe over, swipe over. It's just the same thing over and over and over again.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't want someone to see my content and then think, oh gosh, again, and then just swipe through it. If I post something, I hope that people take a second, especially if it's like a thought out caption. I've put time into it and there's a reason for it. My captions aren't always clever. Sometimes I'm like, well, I need to put something out there because I've been kind of a ghost, but here we go. There's a reason for it. The photo's great. And then I also, we get to work with so many phenomenal creators that when we're at events, they're taking pictures of us, and then I can put it out there, not necessarily if they gain any, following from that, but it helps them just as much as it helps me.
Yeah. Your background, like growing up, how you're young, how have you always been comfortable with like social settings or interactions, like talking to the sponsors or being in front of the people, or like was your mom or dad or someone really outgoing? Like, how is this so natural to you?
So it's kind of, I would say it's a combination of things. So my mom has probably the biggest personality of anyone I've ever met, and she was a group fitness instructor my entire life. So I would definitely give her the credit for getting me into fitness and then putting me in situations where she's got the biggest personality. I got to hold my own if I'm with my mom. Truly, it's so fun to watch my mom interact with people. So I think, I got a lot from her because she's so comfortable being around people that I learned that behavior from her. And then I've taken it a step further where I don't mind being in front of people. Anytime I meet someone, we're already friends before we've had any sort of conversation, and we can talk and we can hang out. And I think that's a very special perspective to have. I could meet the top of the top games athletes and I'm not going to fanboy. I don't really get starstruck because at the end of the day, they're just people and that's how they want to be treated. So why would I go up to them and be like, oh my goodness, you are the coolest person in the world? They probably are some of the coolest people in the world, but I'm just going to treat them as friends and not ask anything from them and just have a normal conversation. And then I'm the person that they actually enjoy talking to, and I'm not exhausting because I'm not asking for pictures and things like that. And then growing up, I was a swimmer, so not really in front of anybody, not really a team sport by any means. But that was where all of my fitness came in. I was competitive in that. And I think I don't have any aspirations to compete in CrossFit, but I think that's why I enjoy the workout style of it. And I think that's why it's kind of kept me going, is you're always trying to find a better way to do it, whether that's stronger or if that's faster. One way or another, you can always be better. So it's all, honestly, my childhood's definitely shaped me to be what I am. Even if I didn't think this is where I was going to be, it's definitely a part of it.
And your dog?
He's somewhere. Gunner, come here. So I got him when I was in college. He was found in a trash can. I don't know if y'all can see him. This is him.
Yeah.
Super cute.
He's a weirdo. So I was I think a sophomore in college, and I saw on the news that there were dogs found in a trash can, and there was a sign that said, "Take dogs, leave trash can." Okay, sure.
What?
Sure. So I followed the whole thing, and I was like, okay, how do I get one of these dogs? And since then, now I've got this weirdo, and he's half Rottweiler, half German Shepherd, something. He's a weirdo. He's like a Pokemon, if a Pokemon could be a real dog. That's what this guy is.
Yeah.
But it's definitely my favorite thing to come home to when I get to come home to Austin.
Yeah, I wanted to bring it up. How do you have someone that watches him, or how do you travel so much with a dog?
So it's kind of a combination. Since he is such a weirdo, people love to watch him because he's fun to have and he's pretty easy. And then I also have a dog sitter who is obsessed with him. And if I'm gone, oh my gosh, dog buddies. If I'm gone, she will send me, like, they'll do photo shoots, and it's awesome. It just makes it easier to leave knowing that he's totally taken care of.
Yeah. So
How old is he?
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
He's about 4.5.
Okay.
So he acts like a puppy, but he's about almost 5.
Cool. My other question with the traveling, because I do quite a bit of traveling as well, it's quite hard to like stay in routine, whether it's nutrition or fitness or maybe other work stuff. How have you maintained a flow, if you will, while always being on the go? And sorry for rhyming there.
No, it's honestly brutal. And so for me, I will, I'll work out every single day that I'm home and I will get myself back in that routine as quickly as I can, regardless of if I want to or not. So I got off the plane last week. I was in Mexico, and on Monday, my flight landed at 4. I was in the gym at 5 because I knew I needed to do that. And then that just set me up for the rest of my week. And then when I travel, I try to work out as much as I can. I'm always hopeful that someone's going to want to do something with me, whether it's before competition or after. Someone wants to move in some way, and then you can kind of bond with the people that you're around. I would say, I'm not always motivated to do the exercise, and I'm not always motivated to follow my program, but I do it. And it's not always the strongest day, it's not always the best day, but I'm always glad that I get in and to do it.
So we call that discipline there.
Oh yeah.
What are some of your like daily pillars that you need to like kind of keep yourself grounded? Like, so you start your day with X, Y, and Z, whether you're traveling, whether you're at home, like what are some of your things that keep you grounded?
So in the morning, I'll get up, I'll stretch, I'll have coffee, and then I immediately go to the gym. I'm one of those people that within an hour of waking up, I'm in the gym. Because for me, the longer I wait throughout the day, the more excuses that can pile up, or the more, distractions can happen. And then once I get in the gym, I am in and out probably, sometimes it's 2 hours, sometimes it's 3. Just the programs are really long, and so I try to get in everything. And then I end up talking at the gym because people are excited. They want to hear about whatever heck adventure I just came back from. So that's fun to, not necessarily be as involved in a community, but there's a community that really cares about me, and they're excited to hear all the stories that I have when I come back. And so after that, it's, you know, fitness. And then I come home, I spend time with my dog, we go on walks, and then I spend a lot of time by myself. I really enjoy being by myself and being able to write things down and make lists and set goals. And I'm like, okay, I have 40 things I want to accomplish in a year. What are the short term steps that I need to take to get there? What are the long term steps that I need to get there? And staying mindful and on top of that, I think has been very helpful to me. And I was talking to someone about this the other day. I've started to take videos. And so it's kind of a vlog of sorts on my laptop where, okay, this is what's going on today. And I'll just talk about it. It's like 30 seconds. I'm going to say how I'm feeling, what's going on, maybe where the heck in the world that I am. And so someday I can go back and I can look at those. It's a diary, but it's for me, and I can see myself. And later on in life, if I don't look the way that I do now, I can go back and it's, oh, that's cool. Like, you look good for your age. Okay, good for you. And it's been really fun to find my stride, find some sort of routine, and find what really makes me feel full when I am home.
All right.
Very cool.
Last question I got before Christian puts you on the hot seat. When you were first starting out as an MC, do you have any funny stories where like you messed up or you were earning your stripes and just kind of figuring things out and had a couple of blip ups, any funny stories you have, or maybe recent funny stories?
Funny stories. I don't think it's even that funny, but I've said before that I dance, and before people really know me, they don't like, it's kind of, maybe it catches you off guard that I'm just like dancing on the comp floor. And so there was one event that I was dancing around and someone like sent me videos like through my Instagram. I'm like on their story and they're just kind of cracking fun at me. I'm like, okay, that's fine, whatever. And then you're thinking, oh, that's kind of embarrassing. And then Can West comes along and there's a video. Annika is doing an axle clean, and this poor girl that was competing against her, she could not figure it out. It was just either too heavy, she's just never done it before. And I got caught on camera with my face watching her try to do this. And this reel is out there. So if you go look for it, it's out there, and it is mortifying because I'm like, oh, so bad. And so from there, I have to, when it comes to a competition that's like that, it's not as bad to kind of accidentally show expressions like that. But there is a level of professionalism that I try to maintain now. If someone's doing something that is shocking and probably, that's probably not the safest or not what I would want to do, definitely got to reel in the expressions, even though I definitely show myself very well.
Yeah, you gotta remain neutral. Sure.
Gotta remain neutral. We can talk about it later, but yeah, we gotta remain neutral.
All right, Christian, let's do the thing.
All right, here we go. Hot seat time. Gonna ask you a few questions. Just give us the first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay.
All right. Would you rather move fast or lift heavy?
Lift heavy.
Coffee or pre-workout?
Coffee.
Favorite brunch food?
Sweet potato hash.
Current favorite sneaker?
My rad globals.
Last song that was playing in your car?
Edging Blink 182. I'm still obsessed with it.
If you had to choose one movement to do for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Snatching.
Power or squat?
Squat snatch.
All right. You survived the
It's a
hot seat.
movement.
That was
It's a
that was a
movement.
good one.
I'll tell you what, it's one of those things that is so technical that I mean, you could muscle it up and you can squat it and that's cool. But a good squat snatch is so freaking beautiful.
Yeah.
So
It's
then yeah,
it's
that's
my
nice.
favorite movement. I fell in love with it because I sucked at it so bad in the beginning.
Right? We all start like trying to connect at our knee and trying to get it overhead. It's a whole thing when you finally actually
Yeah.
connect at your hip and you can just drop down.
Yeah, there's speaking of videos being out there, you have that what was it, 95 pounds, Christian, that you were failing at?
Yeah, I'm due to repost. I usually post it once a year, but
Yeah.
it's like me failing at 95 and then hitting one at 330.
I love that. That's CrossFit. I love that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. The journey is always a real one.
The
Bella, thanks
glow
so
up.
yeah, thanks so much for your time. Appreciate you.
Of course, this has been awesome. Thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
have fun in
Yeah.
Austin at the Rogue Invitational, and yeah, I don't know. We'll see you maybe
See if
at
you
one.
can see if you can make a guest appearance out there.
Yeah.
I know. I'll try. I'll see what I can do.
All right, we'll see you maybe in Madison. Is it in where is it this year? 2023? Did
We're
they?
in Madison.
Yeah,
Still in
We're in
Madison.
Madison.
last
Yeah.
year.
One more
Yeah,
year.
one more year, and then it's going to what were-
Alabama, I think.
Yeah, we're going to Birmingham, Alabama.
Oh my goodness! All right, can't wait.
Oh
Alabama.
yeah. Bama ball. Let's
Yes.
go.
Speaking of y'all, there will be plenty of y'alls going.
Oh yeah.
All of it.
I went to school in South Carolina, so I still Christian knows I say y'all all the time.
Oh good. I appreciate that.
Yeah, my pleasure.
I say y'all all the time as well, weirdly enough, being from New York. So
It's that Brooklyn
I'll take
accent,
it.
of course.
yeah.
All right, Bella. Have a great rest of the season, and we'll see you when we see you. Thanks again.
Thank y'all.
All right, Bella Martin.
Fun job.
Fun job, fun girl. Approved.
Yeah.
10 out of 10. Podium. Put her up there. All right. Is that it? What do you think, man? You good? What's on your hat? What is that? What does that say? Some creature of habits, but it's
It
spelled.
says creatures of habits. It was funny. Bella said that phrase at some point in the podcast when she was talking about her routines, and it's funny. I have that on my hat right now.
Yeah.
But this is a company I'm going to begin working with.
Oh,
Creatures
okay.
of Habit.
Okay.
They're doing overnight oats, which is like right
okay.
up my alley. 'Cause,
Yeah.
you know, I'm an oatmeal fiend every day. So
I know. All right, bro. Well, have a great rest of your Thursday. Talk to you later.
all right, bro.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. Check us out, movefastlift.heavy.com. That was our guest, Miss Bella Martin. You can check out her Instagram at Miss Bella Martin. Check out Christian at I am Chris Harris. And of course, Move Fast Lift Heavy on the gram as well. If you haven't tried out Christian's ab challenge, you can start that at any time on a Monday via our free trial on Train with CH or Pump with CH. So check that out. We'd love to have you. Love for you to try it out. Until next time, I'm Joe Roscoe. See you later.